Testing, 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 and we're live. It's afternoonish, and this is the Life and Times. So we came back.
We're here.
We had to spin the block, but make it productive. Productive block spinning. I destroyed the evidence of our last pod, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right this time. Everything's gonna get exported and extorted. Life and Times.
Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I look in the mirror and I gotta do things every time. Get up, breakfast, water, all the essentials.
Takes you a little bit longer than the average person in the morning. Is that what you're telling me?
You know, I have a podcast. You know, I tell people that all the time, man. I'm not the average bear. No, average bears do better than me, but they keep their stuff the right way. But man, last time I seen you looking good, looking great. But now you're doing better. You're married. How's that?
You know, not a lot has changed, but I'll tell you what a ring does. It's a constant reminder of the relationship. Mm-hmm. And even though I've always been faithful and, you know, that's who I am, right? When it's on you, it comes to mind more often, right? So
yeah, it's equipment.
It's
your partner.
It's
a
part
team
of me.
effort.
It's crazy. I never thought that I'd have that sort of take on it, you know? Like, I thought I was going to be single my entire life.
Yeah, at 25, I still, like, battle with that. Like, I've seen potential in relationships and this and that. But right now, I need more smeckles. I need a whole lot more money, bro. Because, like, when I think of relationships, I think about money, financials, and all that. I'm like, well, I like food. This person likes food. Times it all by 2.
Absolutely. And then, you know, just the security, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, women do like security. You got to be like me and find a doctor who makes their own money, because that's always a positive.
Shout out to the doctors.
And you know what? More than that, all kidding aside, it's just another piece to the puzzle where we're not on top of each other all the time. Like, she's got her life, I have my life.
It's good to have somebody that's active and busy, right? Like, you don't want to come home and they've just been chilling the whole day. That's a little different for me.
No, because then you don't understand why they're bitching at you, right?
Right. I'm like, bro, you're relaxing, right?
That's right.
Like, you got the Wi-Fi and PlayStation. Like, one of my, like, you know, loose fantasies is to be a stay-at-home dad.
It's great.
It'd be great, bro. Everything's done. Everything will be done by the time you got home.
If you could let your ego go, right? I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
You started a podcast for a reason, right? Yeah. This is my whole ego.
I get that.
No,
I get that.
But I feel that.
Yeah, if you could drop it, right? And let the woman be the breadwinner, why not?
I mean, I'm not obtuse to it. Like, yeah. I'm not. I just don't think, like, the girl who would do that for me, she probably wouldn't like me doing that, like, just chilling all the time. I don't know. I've never spent any, like, amount of time in my life not being productive. So, like,
it's hard to imagine.
Yeah, it's hard to concept that, like,
Well, for me, right? So for me, I'm in a very similar situation to you. I'm starting a business. It's, you know, in its infancy, and it allows me time to grow, and I don't have to justify that I'm not doing shit, right? Because if I was not doing shit and she was coming home, she'd probably not be happy.
Yeah. No. Doctors in the house.
For sure.
Yeah, it'd be very much a different discussion. Yeah. Man. But, like, here at the Life and Times podcast, we do like to do a mental health check. How are you feeling from a 1 to 10? If you don't want to start, I can start. I'm feeling like at an 8.
Dead air's bad air.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we got to get in that air, bro. I got to get in that air, but I'm at an 8, bro.
You're at an 8? I mean, an 8's a good number. What are you typically at?
When I got that adversity when I'm building character, I'm usually at a casual 6.
Casual 6.
Casual 6. I didn't have to work today, so like I'm freer.
That's great.
You know, I didn't have to clock in anywhere today, so that really changes my energy.
Feeling.
It is. It's just that little bit of freedom.
Yeah.
I usually work 5 out of 7, so you know.
All right. Well, that's a lot. That's good. I'm a hard 9.
Yeah.
I'm a hard 9. That's where I'm at today. I'm in a good space.
As you should be, man. Yeah. Newlyweds. You gotta have that energy.
Yep.
But speaking of energy and everything we got going, who are you? What do you got going here at the Life and Times?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Right? It's,
of course.
It's really just a great opportunity to connect with someone who I met just randomly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, random.
I was at the gig.
Yeah, you're doing your.
You take that leap, man. You take that leap, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you got to do, especially in the work that you're in. So it's much appreciated. And,
Thank you for not thinking I'm crazy.
No, no. When you're in this line of work, right, and you know about exposure and how important it is, nothing's crazy.
Yeah, I'm always trying to cross pollinate, bro.
You got to. So who am I? I am. I'm now a husband.
Yes, sir.
But
relationships.
My name's Elliot, and I started a company called Fluency. We help student athletes and their parents navigate the college recruitment process without having to use overpriced and underperforming agencies and services, like some of those juggernauts out there, right? So what I did is I created a curriculum that's comprised of 25 videos that breaks down the entire college recruitment process so that you could attack it on your own terms. And I think that's the most important part.
You got to have a plan.
Got to have a plan. Need to know the steps, obviously. You need to be able to follow. When you go on YouTube, for example, you could look a lot of this stuff up, right? Yeah. But if it's not in a streamlined, organized fashion, it gets confusing. What should I do now? What's next? So on and so forth. So that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to accomplish, creating something where someone could take it and be as proactive as they really want to be.
Yeah, be as prepared as you should be. Like college isn't an endeavor. The business is the business. But we're not going to skip topics. What is soccer to you?
Soccer to me is...
Because a lot of people open up a business, they don't have a real attachment to it. You know, they don't care. I feel like you care.
Yo, it's very interesting you say that, right? Because I've thought many times, should I just open a laundromat? Should I just do something where I know the money's going to come in,
you get
right?
a profit,
Yeah, profit right away. I can't do that. That's not the type of person I am, right? I need to be fully engaged. I need to be dedicated to it. I need to have passion and desire to want to show up every day, because if I don't, I might as well go get high. Like, really, that's what, if I'm not looking forward to what I'm doing every day, then I am not succeeding. So soccer is a way of life. It's a way to connect with people. It's a way to help people.
Expression. Athletic expression. I always thought, sports get a little knack, not being like an actual artful expression.
It's a good point.
It's art, man.
Yeah, it's definitely an art. There's a lot of training. There's a lot of
discipline.
I mean, when I go back through my career and reflect on it, I could only imagine looking from the outside in, and now I have that opportunity because I've been working with university, Occidental College, shout out, really fantastic Division III program, helping them break down tape, films, things like this. And I'm looking from the outside in, seeing how much it means to them, the dedication, the time, the sweat, everything that they put into it. It's really incredible. And it is an art form to some degree, as in, if you're an artistic person, you would define it as an art. I'm not, so it doesn't come to mind, right? But it's true. It's true.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's out there and it makes a lot of money, right? Like, soccer's big. Soccer's very big.
Soccer's huge overseas. Yeah, if you wanna really play at the highest levels, you're gonna kill it. In the United States, this is a little different. Depends.
What's the big discrepancy?
Changing.
Yeah. What's that discrepancy about?
I think it's just like why the NFL pays so well here versus why it doesn't in Europe, right? Because it's been established for a long time.
Yeah.
We have our, history, our roots, our culture is around that sport. Baseball, the same thing. And these franchises just have the longevity. They have the money now from being along and around for so long that they could pay them. It's just not, it's a newer sport to come in to the United States, and they just don't have, the funding for it at the moment. But
yeah, foundation.
The foundation was started many, many, many years later, right? So we're talking early 90s.
Yeah.
Versus
before my time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right? But I mean, when was the first NFL game started? Right? I mean, I have no idea. But
2000 earlier 80s.
oh, NFL?
Yeah, NFL
Oh
80s.
God, no, much earlier than that.
What 60s?
Yeah,
I remember the really old school football helmets that looked like damaged.
right, and that might not have been the NFL,
but it was the first iteration of the sport.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
What would your top tips be for young players?
Top tips for young players: show up every day so that you enjoy the sport. Because at the end of the day, if you burn out, if you're training too hard, if you got your parents on your back, I don't know what that is for everyone else, but you got to show up. You got to love it. If you don't love it, you're not going to be great at it. Take every opportunity to show up and give 100%, right? Don't take that time off. Don't show up just to show up, because it's not doing anyone any favors. It's not helping you. It's not helping the coach. It's not helping anyone. And that would be my main. That would be my main, points to cover. Because at the end of the day, if you don't love it, and I've gone through phases where I haven't loved it, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to show up. So
yeah, I'm sure it gets hard. I have a lot of athlete friends, bro. I've seen them go through it. I have wrestler friends who cut weight and stuff like that, and it's like the mentality and the hardship. And if you don't like doing it and you still doing it, please stop.
It's bad. I've seen wrestlers at Lehigh University, where I played, really good wrestling school, absolutely just want to jump off a bridge. And it's no joke, right? Because they put so much into it, and now it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's a job.
It's higher stakes.
It's a job, yeah.
What do you see in a player early?
Ooh.
Far as attributes.
Yeah. So, when I'm scouting a player, right? If I were to go scout a player, the main thing is athleticism, right? It's just like that in any sport. I think soccer players 15, 20 years ago, coaches weren't looking for that. Today, at the Division I level, which is where I played and I coached at the highest level of NCAA, the first attribute you look for is athleticism, and they got to be big, strong, fast, and have a really good technical touch. Because if they don't have that, and college coaches can find it here in the States, they could go overseas and they'll find it. They'll get those kids that were just cut from Everton, from Man U, that now are saying, what am I going to do with my life? Oh, maybe I'll get a degree. So if you're not big, strong, fast, 6'3", technical, on the ball, smart, good vision, you're not playing at not playing at the Division I level, and people don't want to hear that, but it's the reality.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sucks to suck. Sports is the biggest reality check for any human being.
Yes, if you're getting feedback that is an honest appraisal of who you are as an athlete, and a lot of times, since our youth culture with sports is monetized, coaches tell parents what they want to hear, and that validates the fact that their son or daughter is the next Ronaldo, even when they're not, right? If you want a real appraisal of your son or daughter, go to a college coach that, has nothing to do with, or a professional coach that has nothing to do with anything your son or daughter is playing or related to, and ask them to take a look at them, scout them. They'll give you an honest feedback.
Yeah, and that's a good starting point. You need a starting point.
You need, especially in the recruitment process, you really need to know, above all, what division are you going to target, right? It's the number one asked question by parents. How do we know what level we should target for, helping our son, daughters through this process? And there's a bunch of ways you could go through it, but I find myself answering that question more often than not, especially with, freshman, sophomore players and parents.
Far as scouting, practices people outside of the field don't know. What are we actually looking for? What is a hard five? It's, besides being big and strong,
Right.
Mentality wise, is it a thing like that? Is it a background thing? What are people looking for?
So I guess when you're asking in terms of, well, give me a little bit more information, right? So
yeah.
When you're saying what are people looking for? Like, how do you identify a young player who's going to be a super athlete? Is that
yeah,
sort of
like
where?
a super athlete versus somebody that's like going to be D3.
Okay.
Like, what's the biggest difference?
Yeah.
Like, they can be the same size, but is it a mentality thing? Is it
Right.
like,
I got it.
you know?
Yeah, I got it. Really, what it comes down to is decision making and consistency, right? I was, like I just mentioned, D3 program, incredible program. Every defender that I worked with the other day was my height. I'm 6'3". Fit. I'm not fit anymore. And they had the mentality, they had the technical ability, but it's the consistency to do that exercise or make that pass onto the right foot of the attacking player 9 times out of 10 times out of 10. If you're doing it 7 or 8 out of 10, you're not going to be playing at the highest levels. It's consistency. How well, how often?
10,000 hours.
That's right. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, 10,000 hours, but you got to put it in. I'm in year 1. No, year 1 of the podcast, but now we're in year 2. So, hopefully I got my 10,000 hours, man.
You had your first year anniversary. How does that feel?
It was great. It was really good. We got really turned, and it was really good time. Like, I really consistently did something for a year, right?
Huge.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that. Like,
it's not just in sports, man, right?
Yeah, it's just anything.
Consistency is the most important ingredient.
Because we went from 1 sub to 1,800, we're almost at 2,000 subs. So we've been grinding, bro. So it's just every day talking to people, handing out business cards, spending money, promo, talk. Life and times.
So tell me about that. I'm really curious. I know I'm flipping the switch on you.
Oh, it's fine.
Right? But
it's a podcast.
But it's, because I do my stuff, right? And it takes so much time.
Yeah.
Right? The actual breaking down of the content, not only just the raw stuff, but putting in, the descriptions for everything.
Yeah. So, I sit down and do it.
Okay.
I just sit down. I'll do it at work.
Yep.
I'll do it while I'm supposed to be doing this. I'll literally be on the Uber doing topics. I just like it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gotcha.
I'm in it. But
Understood.
It's also, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's been times we didn't want to do it.
Yep.
Me and Aaron can attest to that. I remember reading, I had, crazy, my throat was going crazy.
Yeah.
Still did the pod.
Yeah.
So, it's just, consistency. And then, once I put money into something,
can't go back.
I can't go back, So I was just nah, bro, we got to figure this out. We had, audio issues, the mics, everything was just, this is a continuous project.
It really is. And that's the best way to put it for sure. I mean, there's something that's going to go wrong every time.
Oh my God, yeah. It's going to go wrong. And I accepted that, right? Adversity is the ABCs of everything. You're not going to get anything without some adversity, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it's just for people who don't do it, for people out there who have no idea what we're talking about, and you think we're sounding like little bitches, you have no idea how intense.
Work
this
a
is.
50-hour work week, then get on your thing and try to do your thing, and then one aspect that's really important to the thing you're trying to do, outside of the thing you're already working,
doesn't work. And you don't know how to fix it.
Don't know how to fix it.
And there's 2 minutes until go time.
It's 2 minutes till go time, and you've told all your friends. It's a lot of pressure, and you gotta execute. And that's my mindset for this year, though. Yeah. It's not enough to just be talented. You have to execute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well said. Really well said.
But yeah, year 2, life and times.
Love it.
Got me all passionate. Got me all fired up.
I love it. Yeah,
playing around with the list. But yeah, college is a business, okay? You walk into that place, it is a grand adventure, but it is a business. It took me a long time. I think it's when I got those loans back. I was like, oh, this is a business. This is money.
So now it's even more of a business, right? On the athlete side with name, image, and likeness.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
So now everyone has the opportunity, and I say opportunity because this is something that we work with athletes to accomplish, to create their own brand, to have a local mom and pop, store, pay them money for their name, image, and likeness. And you're seeing Division III athletes, Division II athletes that are absolutely killing it.
Actually having a career that doesn't resolve around destroying their bodies.
Absolutely. Because They were able to create their brand when they were in high school. They had good direction, and now it's all about unique views, right? So as an advertiser, when they see Elliot recruit Fluency
Recruit Fluency.
with, let's say, making this up, I'm not there yet, but let's say I have, 2 million followers, right? Like my cousin does. He's going to play over at Rutgers. Him and his sister, between the two of them, 2 million followers. They're going to get picked up immediately by someone that is going to want to, utilize them to bring in unique views to their business. And that's cash in his pocket.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
I mean, it's...
That wasn't around. It just started, right?
It just started. It was a crazy history. I mean, with high school basketball, these kids are making money now.
Yeah. Money.
They got brand deals. They're hanging out with, like, entertainers. The narrative has flipped.
Gavin Newsom, whatever he is here in California.
He's doing something.
I think he was one of the first guys to really help promote it with LeBron and some of these other.
Yeah, LeBron, yeah.
Yeah, they really got into it, and it helped significantly because the NCAA was really...
They were taking all that money, bro. They were taking it hand over fist.
And taking
for
their time
long
with
time.
it, right?
And a long time. And it was going everywhere. And it wasn't going back into the programs either.
No, only a small, right?
Yeah,
like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can do percentages if they want to fact check us. Like,
Yeah, very small.
Lifetimes.
Very, very small for sure. So yeah, it's a business, right?
It's a business.
And as we get more and more into this world of you are your brand,
people are becoming brands.
Yeah, becoming brands, right? So how do you cross your T's and dot your I's? That's what you got to do, especially as a student athlete, right? Because there's so many eyes on you.
That's why you need recruit fluency. You need
a guide,
steps.
you need the mentor, you need the mentorship, right? So we have 3 different packages just to get into it, right? Real quick. We created a curriculum, right? So you could have that curriculum for $10 a month. You could jump in and out of it whenever you want. And on top of that, you could have the software that helps break down the process alongside the education that really streamlines and organizes it so that you can speak to college coaches, know the last time you spoke to them, what you said, just crazy amounts of shit, right? For $25 a month. That's it. So you can literally know how to select a group of target schools, reach schools, all that stuff, communicate with coaches, understand how they evaluate you, understand the application, the loan, how that all works, official, unofficial visits. I mean, I could go on and on for $25 a month. If you want to work with me, in addition to getting everything else, it's $150, and we work together for an hour and a half a month. And I give you a checklist at the end of the meeting, and you work on it. And then next month we pick up where we left off, right? So
yeah, you got to put effort. Time, effort, and money is the biggest thing about anything. It's not you're not gonna get anywhere if you go to college anywhere. You're gonna spend money, bro.
Yep.
You need to be educated. You need to arm yourself with knowledge.
Yep. Absolutely. So
Seriously.
so that's sort of how I broke down. That's how I broke down the scale. And listen, you could always scale up, right? But my goal coming into this was to not sell. It was to serve, right? Like to serve the people. Like, how do I get them this education? And education shouldn't be so expensive, right? Like back in the day, education was held over people's heads and shit, right?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You got to give people the education so that they could be successful in life. That's the way I look at it.
You need tools. You need tools to build anything.
Absolutely.
Speaking of this building, we're in the building. Networking.
Yeah.
You got to be able to talk to people. You got to step outside of your box. I mean, this conversation, even us being in the same room was me taking a leap.
Yeah.
So, and then you taking a leap right back. So you just got to jump out of yourself.
And you never know who has certain assets
and access
to certain things, right? Like
or skills,
knowledge,
personality traits. It's like it's gumbo. We've been doing this together for a while. We keep thinking we're separate. We're not. Everything's together. It takes a team to do anything. And then once you have your team, you have your balance, you have your grace, and a foundation to build off. You got to network though.
Networking is huge.
Networking is key, bro. Cross-pollination is key.
And it's tough to do, right? Because sometimes you get fed up with it. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't want to approach this motherfucker.
You get burnt out. I'm sure. I've handed out stuff, right? And I'm like, oh, this dude's not. This dude's not taking it. He doesn't want to retain the information.
Right.
He's cool.
Right.
And that's just a part of it. Rejection is a part of life.
Yep. It's good.
It's good.
For sure.
Got mad rejection in my life. It builds character.
It does. Part of the recruitment process too, right? Rejection all the time.
Hard facts.
Yep. No, we're not interested in you. But you know what? At least you had that information because now you could go in a different direction.
Arm yourself.
Yeah, it's important. Really important.
Any tips for upcoming young business-minded people? I.e. me.
Yeah. Yes.
Good to hear a yes.
You said something early on before we started speaking about your team.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned it now, right? Having a team that you can depend on, that's reliable, that you vibe with, that you feel is in it not just for selfishness reasons, like someone that you vibe with, right?
Yeah.
And that you trust.
Trust is major.
Trust. There's a lot of people in this digital marketing world that are not what they say they are. You got to be careful.
Oh, you got to be extremely careful. I'm extremely careful. Like, I really suss out people and then, like, set hard lines, too.
Have to.
You have to. You'll be like, yo, I'm not going across that street.
It's true. And so my advice would be surround yourself with the people that you trust and no one else.
Yeah, and make decisions that you're proud of. Don't make decisions that make you money. Make decisions that you're proud of. Yeah,
and at the end of the day, hope that those decisions bring you,
of course, income and money. You know, we're close to monetizing here at the Life of Times.
That's great. So how do you monetize?
So
it's never been a thing for me.
So we're like at 3,400 public watch hours on YouTube. So once we hit 4,000, we go to YouTube and like, hey, can we throw ads into our stuff? And that's how we start getting paid.
Right.
So
So the ads start at 4,000 hours.
4,000 watch hours. Yeah.
A month.
Yeah, you gotta have 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours, and then you can build from there.
Understood.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the more watch hours, the more subs that you have, the greater.
The greater the income can be. So, like, once I do hit 4,000, and once I do start monetizing, I'm about to order a bunch of business cards, hit the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Probably do some live stuff, shoot us doing live, talking to people. Maybe like we make food or whatever. Make it a thing.
Yeah.
Just
an event.
An event. Another event at the Life and Times.
For sure. Yeah.
We will record it.
And that's going to be a cool time, man. That's going to be exciting. That's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, man. It's just like...
Seems like it's coming up soon.
Oh, yeah. So we're really close. We're really like 2-3 weeks away. 2-3 weeks away. That's why I'm hounding down. Hey, let's cross-pollinate.
Right.
Try to get more hours in, man.
So do you see a consistent increase in subscribers?
Yeah, subs and what? So, like, once we started doing video, that's when everything, like, the attention span went up and everything like that. And we're also on Spotify and stuff like that. So, like, if we're not popping on YouTube, we're getting some attention on Spotify. It's usually whatever people are doing.
Gotcha.
When it's week to week, it's like, oh, well, I'll see it on YouTube. Like, when I post on Instagram, the link's right there, so they...
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, I'm just going to listen to it on Spotify. I have people that are like, I just listened to you. Yeah. There's some people that walk up to me like, yo, I need to see you. Right. So it's like...
Yeah. Everyone's different for sure.
Try to cater to both audiences.
Or when they're doing, right? Because I know that a lot of times I'll watch YouTube in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee, doing stuff like that. But throughout the day, I'm really listening.
Yeah, because you're doing things,
work, right? Yeah. And maybe I'm throwing something on there that is, related to building business or whatever it is, and I'm just letting it go through osmosis, hopefully.
Yeah, I watch Shark Tank like that. I'm like, man, maybe I'll get some money.
Smart people.
They're smart people, man. Osmosis absolutely. Jones. You gotta be close to it. That's why I like being in buildings like this.
Yeah,
gives me a view, gives me a scope and scale.
Yeah, man, we're fortunate to be where we're at, right? And that's only because my uncle, he built a really, really successful business, right?
Family ties.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's one of those guys who has built a multi-million-dollar business in a niche. And it's really interesting. I don't know about you, but when I was, and it might be slightly different, but when I first started this, I thought I was gonna do my best to really hit every type of athlete because why not, right?
Yeah, try to get his spread the net,
Spread it out.
spread it out.
But at the end of the day, what I've personally found is that when I niched down and I just went to soccer, and that is my forte, right? That is my
that's what you
network.
know.
That is what I know.
Yeah,
No matter what, even if the systems are the same and they're very similar and there's got to be small tweaks in there, I realize that now if I want to go into football, I need to get a football person who has the resume, the CV, the networks, the connections that I have in soccer in football. Because it's perception.
and that's how you spread it, though.
It is how you spread it,
Yeah.
but it's perception too, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's not that much that he's going to be able to tell the student athlete that I wouldn't, and vice versa, because there are some things, there's nuances in each sport, but the process itself,
It's very similar.
yeah, it's similar. It's the same thing. Select the schools. So how do you select schools? That has nothing to do with coaches, right?
No.
You know, it's about your GPA. It's about your education. Where are you at? You know, how do you research the schools? What are the tools, the resources to use? And then communicating with coaches. It doesn't matter whether it's a football, soccer, basketball coach. Like, you still need to either email, call, voice note, like leave voicemails, right? So what I'm saying is,
Yeah, you need a plan of action.
you need a plan of action. But to scale it, I niched down, and that's been helping me be successful
Yeah.
for when I build it out to find that person in those other sports.
Yeah, I have some of the same similar thoughts with Life of Times. Like, I want to do like a comics,
Mm-hmm.
like focus on movies. Like, Aaron's into movies. He went to school for this shit. So like,
Right.
just to like watch a movie, read a book. I read books. So it's just a lot of things. Like, more people, consistent people, and then as I meet those people, we can start talking and doing that stuff. As far as like Life and Times, more podcasts. Like, I have the equipment to do at least 2 or 3 more pods.
So
It's more about time.
of course, right? At the
Yeah,
end of
and
the
you know,
day.
once I start making more money, maybe hopefully the ads are hitting where they need to be. Once we start doing ads and whatnot, and we can make a little bit more income. More income, I have more time. Take a day or 2 off of work.
Right.
Those are pod days now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because is there a niche that you're specifically hitting
So
right
like
now?
right now it's men's mental health, college,
Right.
and then like this youthful experiences, right?
Understood.
The Life and Times, and a
Understood.
little political, little business. Like, it's a mix.
Depending on who you're speaking with.
Especially like this is boiled down. It's all gonna be all business because of who I'm talking to.
Right.
So whenever I'm interviewing, I try to hit a certain niche every interview,
Understood. Cool.
and then when it's me and Aaron, we just go into stuff we already know
Cool.
or stuff we're like exploring.
Understood.
Yeah,
Yeah, very cool.
Life and Times. But nah, man, what's like the biggest lessons like as you started?
With my business?
Yeah, what was like your biggest lessons?
It's a really good question. The biggest lessons that I've learned is that if I know what I'm really good at, if I could reflect, going back to like the mental health almost to a certain degree,
Yeah.
right? Reflection, meditation is huge, right? So when I meditate in the morning, when I reflect in the morning, if I know I'm doing something well, I also need to be able to know that I'm not doing something well. And I need to be able to find those people, assets and liabilities. That's what it comes down to. I know my assets, I know my liabilities, right? Know your liabilities so that you can surround yourself with people who have them as assets.
Yeah,
Then you'll be successful.
yeah,
And know enough to be dangerous, and you'll be good.
yeah. I think the biggest thing I learned doing this thing for a year now is that accountability.
Accountability is huge.
Like, I'm messed up, and I was like trying to dodge it. It's not gonna work. You know, that's not gonna work.
Go into more depth. What do you mean? Like dodging what? Like
So like I left a piece of equipment at the house,
Yeah.
right? Not this time, or it was way back, like
Yeah.
20 pods ago,
Right.
right? But I was like, oh man, I can't believe that happened. Nah, I did that.
Right.
I could have definitely put that in my book bag.
yeah,
So it's just something like that.
taking
like
taking ownership.
and
over
taking
stuff.
ownership and stuff as well. You know, like bringing my laptop instead of worrying about Aaron's laptop or my laptop. Bring mine just to have both options.
Yep.
You know, it's just stuff like that.
Understood.
Keeping equipment at Aaron's house and keeping equipment with me just so I can go do pods, solos,
Right.
and then go and do at the home base at
Gotcha.
the studio. So it's just like spreading out.
Yep. Gotcha.
That was like the biggest thing for me. But year 2.
Hey, we're gonna have revelations, our entire way through, right? If you're not going forward, you're going
backwards.
for sure.
Yeah,
and
I like having new
truth.
problems. I do like having new problems. I don't want to have the same problems. Same problems mean you're fucking up bad. But if you got new problems, you're advancing.
That's what got me with technology so much. With this little stuff we were talking about is they were the same problems happening over and over again, and I didn't know how to fix them.
Yeah,
that pissed me off.
Oh, bruh.
Yeah, that you're right. It's well said. It's moving forward to having new problems, new issues means you're moving forward.
Yeah, you're advancing.
Yep.
After choosing and finding your niche, what was your largest obstacle? Like, all right, I'm just gonna focus on soccer. Like, did you feel like, oh man, should I be focusing on more things?
Right. No, my next problem was who's my audience? Who do I talk to, right? Because let's break it down, right?
Yeah.
I have the student athlete, and I have the parent.
Yeah, the parent. Yeah.
Right? The student athlete is the one who's passionate. A lot of times the parent is passionate because the son or daughter is passionate.
Yeah.
But they're not the ones paying the bills. They're not the ones that are going to be signing up for my course.
Yeah, you got to convince the parent. Well, not convince, but let them know that their money's going to be well spent.
Correct.
And then let the athlete know that their time is going to be well spent.
And that it's going to be somewhat entertaining. And it's not going to bore the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I created what I created and I did it how I did it. Because it's 25 videos, right? They're not reading an ebook, right? That's going to put them to sleep. They're not, reading a real book that would put me to sleep. And the videos themselves are cinematic.
Yeah, they're active and interactive. It's a good time.
And they're short.
And you get, bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck. You're getting a ton of information, for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of support system, that's the biggest thing. Like, I wanted to shout out family, friends who've pushed me to this point and are still pushing me. And, yeah, man, I'm nothing without my support system. Seriously.
Yeah. They're huge. They're huge, right?
Honor your support system.
And there's different kinds of support, too, right? It's not always and all about monetary financial support.
Yeah, emotional support, mental support.
Yeah.
Me and my sister talk about Teen Wolf that takes us all the way back to, like, when we were, like, young. You know? And now that we're so much older, more responsibilities, it's good to just fall back into those times. So it's good.
Yeah, you're old.
I get it. I don't know. Life experience, I do feel a little older. But that's just like background stuff like that.
Yeah, you probably had exposure to...
Yeah, just
to more things. You weren't sheltered, right?
Yeah, I wasn't very sheltered, so I was just more out here. Since 18, it's just been me getting a job and pursuing. So
it's incredible.
From Philly to LA. Actually, from Du Bois to LA.
It's really I thought about that last time we were speaking, and it's a testament to your character and who you are, and taking that leap of faith is huge. It's really
cool. Man. Yeah. Leaps and bounds. Influences. Shout out my influences. Shout out my Uncle David, my Uncle John, my grandfather, my pops, my friends. This stuff is not done without you guys. And I don't think you guys know, but, like, I'm out here in LA, but I'm home too,
Yeah.
Like, people, if it's any dissociation out there, I'm out here, but I'm worried about y'all as well.
That's awesome. That's good stuff, brother.
The stuff doesn't happen without that.
Yeah.
But as far as plans for the future, what's your plans for the future, bro?
Plans for the future? I honestly, we didn't get into it today so much, but I take one day at a time. I take literally one day at a time. Do I have goals? Yes, I have goals. What are some of those goals, to expand? I don't have the 5-10 year plan. It's just not who I am. If I was trying to get some investment capital, I'd have my plan down. Right now, I'm just trying to grow one day at a time, become a better person, help, serve people, get the brand out there, and move forward because I love what I'm doing. So I could do this for the rest of my life. Now, when it comes to more of a scaled vision, obviously, I want to go into different sports. But I want to make sure that everything is automated, right? Because at the end of the day, my business can be really difficult or it could be really easy to navigate through automation for me as the business owner. I've already sort of automated a lot of it for the student athlete, for the parent. But for me, when I could automate all my back end work so that I'm just showing up, I'm not sending out emails, I'm not doing the mundane tasks, that's when it's going to be a great gig.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking to do. And I'm onboarding someone tomorrow to help with the sales process, right? I just got off the phone with someone, another guy who owns a company that is going to help with the sales process, exposure, and not looking to take money up front, but on the back end. So when I sell a $10 subscription, they'll take two.
Let's
go. It's the best way to do business, right?
Percentages, yes, sir.
That's right. So, that's what's on the plate for as soon as it's meant to be.
Yeah, man. Day by day, month by month, year by year. We're in year 2. Any last statements? Shout out your people. Shout out the wife,
Yes. Well, shout out to my wife.
There we go.
Because it's been a week and a half. As we say in the old country, Mazel Tov. The Jews, she's not Jewish, but she's now blessed. On a real level, though, the mental health component to this is huge.
Yeah, that's the thing I want to really zero in on. But I want to get somebody with their doctorate and stuff like that. So we have some legitimacy, but just to have the conversation is more than enough, right?
Absolutely, but without your mental health, you're nothing, right?
Yeah, no. I've had some issues. So
we all have.
I'm sure. And it's just it can be crippling.
Crippling? Yeah. To the point where, none of this stuff is possible. So if that's something you struggle with, don't be afraid. Go see someone, speak to someone, let someone know.
Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your partner.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things for me in a relationship now. I gotta tell, if I'm going to get in a relationship with somebody, I gotta let them know.
Yeah, when you're young, relationships are selfish relationships. They're not really relationships, right?
Yeah, so I can't be that selfish, right? I gotta tell her. I'm like, yo, I got some stuff.
Yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair to them. But we work on that every day because we're still selfish.
Oh yeah,
by
humans.
nature.
Oh, humans, self-interest. You should see me in the line for breakfast. Pushing people out the way. I need it.
Yeah. So in conclusion, for me, it's recruit Fluency everything on socials, right? If you're looking to navigate the college recruitment process, you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a agency, a service that's just going to give you the same information that I do. RecruitFluency.com.
Recruit Fluency.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time. Recruit Fluency. Life and Times. We're out.
Peace.